Well, now to the very latest legal blow to former President Donald Trump. A state judge has ordered that he and his two oldest children, Ivanka and Don Jr., must now comply with subpoenas issued by the New York Attorney General.
All right, Sharon Crowley joins us now with more on what this means for the fraud investigation into the Trump org. Sharon.
Yeah, that ruling means that former President Donald Trump and two, as you mentioned, of his kids, Ivanka and Don Jr., have to testify under oath and answer questions. Now, the former president's lawyers vowing to appeal the judge's ruling. It's all part of an ongoing probe into how the Trump organization conducted business.
Ivanka, thank you, honey. Come.
In the ongoing showdown between former President Donald Trump and New York's top law enforcer, Attorney General Letitia James, you can put this round in the AG's column.
I will not bow. I will not break. And I will not be bullied by him or Donald Trump.
A judge ruling the former president and two of his adult children, Ivanka and Don Jr., must comply with the AG's subpoenas. It means the three will have to answer questions under oath about the business practices of the Trump organization.
The judge ordered the Trumps, all three, to give depositions within 21 days, documents within 14 days, apparently. And they are saying that they're going to appeal.
Ivanka, Don Jr., and Eric all worked for their father's company. Don and Eric ran the business while then President Trump was in office. Eric Trump has already testified under oath, pleading the Fifth more than 500 times.
If the former president of the United States refuses to answer, citing the Fifth Amendment, which I don't expect, you're going to see, kind of a media firestorm, let's face it.
Attorney General James is looking into whether the Trumps committed financial fraud by either undervaluing or overvaluing business properties for tax benefits or to get better terms on a loan. James is a Democrat, and the former Republican president has called her probe a politically motivated witch hunt.
And the former president also saying he believes he can't get a fair hearing here in New York. Attorney General James releasing her own statement in reaction, saying no one is above the law. And I'm told by legal experts that we should know the outcome of Trump's appeal fairly quickly. Lori?
All right, Sharon, thank you.